I don't think anybody I've seen online has got exactly what's going to happen. So it's really, I can't wait to see people go mad. Oh yeah, big time, big time. I remember I was at school once and I was just sort of chatting to my maths teacher, saying, yeah, I met this really cool guy on set this year called Dean who plays Tommen. Really nice, but it's such a shame 'cause he's dead now. So I'm not. And they're like, what? He's not dead. He's very much alive. I'm like, never mind.
I do enjoy the odd time when people come up and go, come on, you've got to tell us something. And I go, okay. And they go, no, don't! Because people, they want to know because they think it's their duty. They have to ask you. It might be their one chance to get somebody that might give them a bit of information. So their bones, their instincts try and stop. But in reality, they don't want to know.
Oh yeah, all the time. All the time. And it's when you end up talking for ages and then you suddenly realise I've completely forgotten what I'm saying about and I can't even remember what. I mean, I've literally just done it now. There you go.
I did it like 2 interviews ago.
Did you?
With Jon Snow, thinking it could have been Catelyn's baby.
Oh yeah, you did.
Oh, so have recently. I don't want to go into it again, because unless the next question is never ever. Yeah. Well, that question. Have I ever forgotten a plot point?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, have.
I can't remember whether I have or not. I've obviously forgotten what I've forgotten.
Well, you know you know the plot so poorly, you don't know if you've even got it wrong or not.
Just now, I got asked where's Grey Worm at the end of season 7.
We did another. Someone did another quiz earlier on, and we gave it big ones at the beginning. We were like, "Will you tell us though if we win?" And I don't think any other pairing did as badly as us.
Most of them, I think. Most of them are my bits when I see what they look like.
Yeah, when she did Shireen, that was horrific. I was because I wasn't there when they filmed it, obviously, and Davos wasn't there. So when I saw it on screen, it was difficult to talk. I was really moved by the whole thing.
I did. It was Hold the Door. And I did, because I'd filmed it and I thought, I'm not going to find this as sad when I watch it on TV. I was in floods of tears.
There's a bit in Battle of the Bastards where all the horses are like running towards Jon Snow and he's just there on his own with his sword. And it wasn't like a sadness cry, it was just like goosebumps.
I cried at the death of Shireen Baratheon.
I remember one of my very first, literally in episode 1, the scene where Arya beats Bran with the bow, and gets the bullseye. And Bran has to chase her over the fence. I completely stacked it and face planted over that fence. I mean, so I started off with messing up.
I can't think of anything specific.
I've tripped over many, many words.
Yeah.
And Valyrian just to make it up. I don't remember what I said, but...
I get embarrassed really easily. Like there was once for example, if there's a bin over there, and I have an apple core, and I try to throw it in the bin, and I miss, and I know people have seen. That takes me a while to get over. It's all about embarrassment threshold. My embarrassment threshold is kind of high or low? Low.
I actually think I have. There's these travelling troupe of Game of Thrones cosplayers, and they are so convincing. The girl who does Arya is spitting image of Maisie. Yeah, well, I don't think I actually thought it was Maisie, but I was like, that could be Maisie.
No. Well, just because at a convention, if fellow cast members are walking around in costume, they're such attention seekers.
I'm really clumsy, and there's definitely takes where I'm just slipping around in my boots. I had quite shiny boots this year. My costume's quite stiff. I fall over all the time.
Quite embarrassing for me getting on and off that horse, wasn't it? I had the fattest horse you've ever seen. I thought I was going to look really
Sancho
badass. Yeah, I looked like Sancho Panza. It was like sitting on a barrel.
There's a scene in, the line was cut in the end because I don't think we got a clear reaction on it. In season 1, there's a line where Owen Teale, playing Alistair Thorne, it's a legendary scene that people still talk about as a kind of the epitome of bad discipline, where me and Kit just couldn't stop laughing at this speech that Owen delivered. Because we love Owen, and Owen's so funny. And when you know somebody that's so funny, and he has to seriously deliver the line, it gets so cold beyond the wall, I once saw a horse blown off a cliff. There's no way that as a line, it's a great line, a dramatic line, a dramatic image, but when it's said by somebody who's so funny,
yeah,
game over.
I remember reading the season 8 scripts, there was genuinely a moment where I had to get up and just like walk around my flat and be like, what? I can't believe this has all just happened. Yeah, there was some, I think also nobody I've spoken to managed to predict exactly how it was gonna wrap up. I mean, there were still so many surprises.
There was a song that we used to sing when we were at school, going to usually swimming or going on school trips.
Yeah, any school trips.
Everywhere we go,
people want to know
who we are
and where we come from.
So we tell them
we're from Game of Thrones. And we were doing this on the bus.
And we had this idea of us all going to the Emmys in convoy.
Yeah.
Singing everywhere we go out the window.
And the driver thought we were hilarious. We were just it was really early in the morning and we were killing it.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you meant the driver found it hilarious because he was really early in the morning and he wasn't paying attention.
There's once we just finished dinner and I was like really feeling myself and I was giving, I can't remember what I'd said, but I'd just taken the mick out of Kit for something and walked straight into a lamppost. It was like karma delivered. The most swift I've ever known. I'd work the next day out to cover it up. Sort of, what happened to you? People expect me to lie. I was like, no, I walked into a lamppost yesterday.
I got a really serious foot infection. It's like a really serious foot infection.
There was nothing funny about that.
And it wasn't funny at all. And like, we're having dinner one night. And it was like, I was like a freak show. It's just like, everyone just came and had a look and were like, ugh, and then walked away again. And like, to be fair, I shouldn't have got my foot out anywhere near the dinner.
You were showing off.
But I was like, we had to call a doctor over to the restaurant. And I was like, over in another bed.
Yeah, people were eating in the vicinity as well.
And then
to clarify.
And then people kept kind of like walking over to just have a look at it. I was like, this isn't that cool. Ha ha ha, yeah, very funny. It's not a funny story, but it just bothered me.
When you're shooting, it's the quietest sets I've ever, I don't know about you, but it's the quietest sets I've ever worked on. It's really workmanlike, but so intense. And because the scenes are so long, the levels of concentration from everybody has to be there's no kind of room for messing. Which sounds like it's not an enjoyable, working arrangement, but it isn't. We laugh all the time.